This is another Spanish movie, and I've found quite a number of good Spanish movies in recent years. Like Mirage, The Invisible Guest, The Platform, they have a thriving scene going on over there. And almost as soon as I pressed play on this, this one had me hooked. Not even for any one particular reason, but I just like the overall mood of it very much. It's also a fairly stylish and well shot movie, with a really good central performance by Javier Gutierrez. So I immediately liked it, and you know what? I liked it all the way to the end. Now I did have one issue with it, but I'll get into that a little bit later, but for now, what's the movie even about? Well, it follows this middle-aged man who works in advertising but is currently unemployed. He's well renowned within the industry, but still struggles to find work. And he's on the verge of having to scale down his life, possibly sell his fancy apartment and car. So financially he's in a bit of a pickle, and the movie is essentially about how he plans to get out of that situation. And the movie takes quite a few left turns and goes down a path I did not expect. This is not what I would call predictable, and up until the end I was never sure what would happen next. Because we're never explicitly told what's going on inside the main character's head, what he's planning. So we're left just following along step by step as his plan begins to unfold. And I really liked that. I thought that portion of it was very well executed, and it kept up the suspense. And I'm a fan of movies that don't rely on exposition, that say a lot without saying much. To me, that's just a sign of good writing and good filmmaking, and I'll also say that, well, the mood that initially gripped me kept me intrigued all the way through. I just really liked the overall tone, even though I will say it got a lot darker than I expected it to. But I also really enjoyed the central performance by Javier Gutierrez here. He did a great job with this. And I liked the overall script as well. It was just very clean and clear with what was going on. Because there is quite a lot going on, and despite it keeping certain details hidden for a long time, it was never confusing. It was easy to follow and everything more or less made sense, which I guess brings me to my only issue with this. And it has something to do with the very beginning of the movie. It's also something that could have been easily fixed, and that's how the main character is introduced. How he's presented early on in the film, because that doesn't really fit with who he turns out to be later. And seeing him do some of the things he does doesn't really fit with the character he's initially presented to us as. It's like two completely different characters, which could theoretically be fine if that change was slow and gradual, but there needs to be a clear build-up to that change. And in this there really wasn't, because things escalate very quickly. Almost like a switch was flipped, and that was very jarring. It was like the character turned into someone else overnight. And that is an issue. However, if you just go along with it, it's not really an issue anymore. Because he is then that other character for the rest of the runtime, for like 90% of the movie. But yeah, that did feel very clumsy and awkward to me, and could have been handled a lot better. Either by making the change a lot more gradual, or by just making him that guy from the very beginning. And yeah, as I said, it's an issue, but it's really my only real issue with the movie. It also didn't manage to ruin it, mainly because of how consistent he was after that initial change. And you know what? I ended up really enjoying this. I thought it was very well made all around. However, would I recommend it? Sure, why not? Especially if you like thrillers that aren't afraid to get kinda dark. So maybe give this one a peek, or maybe don't. After all, I'm not your dad. But hey, what are your thoughts on this? Have you seen it? Did you like it? Let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe give it a thumbs up or sub to the channel, because that would be fantastic. And if you'd like, you can also support me on Patreon or PayPal through the links in the description. And as always, I appreciate you, and thanks for watching.